Business System is comprised of 5 simple systems, and that's all you need to grow your healing practice. These 5 simple support systems all work together to give you a roadmap that you can follow to set up and grow your healing practice. So let's just have a look at the map and see how it all works. Notice that there's a natural flow down from the top to the bottom. So it begins with your client attraction system, which is followed by your preliminary assessment system, and then your first session system, which leads to a multi-session program, and finally your relationship system. This is a complete system. And as you can see, it's an integrated system that works in a very step-by-step way. One step leads naturally into the next step, so it's easy to follow. It also makes it very easy to learn and easy to implement because each phase can be set up as an independent system. This means you don't have to do everything all at once. You can take things one step at a time. The steps are always going to be the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's that simple. You just need to customize each phase of your system to get the right fit for you. Now, when you're just starting out, it's a temptation to just dive right into doing the session work. You know, you've got all these powerful new tools and you just can't wait to put them to work helping people to heal. And many schools encourage you to do this. I know that's what happened for me. They tell you to, get out there and start getting clients right away. But you may not feel ready to do that. And if you don't take the time to get organized and get a plan, you're going to have problems in your sessions room, and you don't need that. And the reason you have problems is because when you're just starting out, the biggest problem has to do with a lack of confidence. And that's natural because you don't have a whole lot of experience yet. And when you don't have the experience, there's always going to be, a little bit of doubt or confusion about what to do next, because real clients don't come in textbooks. No two clients are ever alike. And if you're not ready for what can happen in real sessions with real clients, you can end up feeling overwhelmed. And if you don't resolve the problem of confusion and overwhelm, these things can block you from getting the results you're after. Confusion and overwhelm usually have to do with a lack of organization and a lack of a plan. So the solution is simple: formulate a plan. And get organized before you start taking on clients. If you take the time you need to formulate a plan before you start seeing clients, you can create an environment that supports healing. And this will put you in the driver's seat of your sessions. And you'll have a roadmap you can follow to grow your healing practice. Now, the purpose of any system is to produce a specific result, right? So whether you're building a car or a house or a thriving healing practice, there's a proven system for doing that, and every system has steps. So picture an assembly line, like, for an automobile, and you'll get the idea. If you think about the assembly line at General Motors, for example, that's a system. And the purpose of that system is to produce a vehicle that works, theoretically. And that's a result you're after. If you want to brew a cup of coffee, there's a system. You put the water in the machine, you put the coffee in the filter, you put them all together. And if you follow the steps correctly, you're going to have a fresh brewed cup of coffee to enjoy. Building a practice is a lot like building a car, building a house, or making a cup of coffee. If you want to build a house that you can live in, you need a plan you can follow. You need a blueprint, and the blueprint will show you all the steps that are involved in building that particular house that you want. It's like there's a protocol you follow to get a specific result. So if you're building a house, the result is the particular design that suits you. That's the right fit for you. But the steps are always the same. First, you need to prepare the ground. If you don't prepare the ground, you're going to have problems. You can end up with drainage problems or a sinking house, and you don't want that. And these are problems that can easily be avoided by simply preparing the ground and following the blueprint. The next step to building a house is to lay the foundation. If you skip a step or try to cut corners when you're laying the foundation, you're going to have problems because As you continue the building process, these problems tend to become more exaggerated as the house goes up. So if things are not plumb or they're not square at the foundation level, then the further up you go with the building process, the more they become a problem. You need a solid foundation. And each step lays the foundation for the next step. So if you follow all the steps correctly, you're going to end up with a nice new house that you can move into just like you planned. And that's the purpose of having a system. It's to support you in getting a desired result. Now, you're here to make a difference in people's lives. And to do that, you need to make a living. You need to get paid for doing what you're doing. And to do that, you need systems that are going to support you in getting real and lasting results. And it begins with making a plan. And once you've got a plan, it's about taking the time to set yourself up to be successful. Now, once you understand each of the steps, you can use this information to develop your own system. So as we move through the Tribe of Healers business system, think about how you can use this information in a way that will work best for you. The easiest way to understand the whole system is to think along the lines of dating. Healing requires a relationship. So the business system is a lot like dating because the purpose is one of healing. First comes the attraction phase. Then there's the getting to know each other phase. Then there's that first date, which leads into, if you're lucky, it leads into going steady. And finally, marriage, which is where you and the client live happily ever after. Remember, this is what worked for me, and you need to find your own way, one that fits with your unique approach to healing. And even if you're not just starting out, even if you've been in practice for a few years, you may just find that you can tweak your existing system to improve your outcomes. Just take a look at how you're currently managing your practice and identify where you might be missing one of the steps. You know, sometimes all it takes to turn things around is a small adjustment. And if there's a step missing, that's where you're going to get stuck. And that's going to prevent you from getting the results that you're after. Now, sometimes you'll be looking for a complete rebuild, and that's okay too. The steps are simple enough. They're easy to follow because each step naturally leads into the next step, and you don't have to do it all at once. Just identify what the weakest link is in your system and work on that first. If you want to learn more about the healing process of regression to cause hypnosis, just click the link in the description area. There are lots of free and low-cost programs waiting for you, and they are specific to the work we do as regression to cause hypnosis practitioners. So click the link in the description area, and I'll see you again real soon.